Replay crew. What up, folks? It's your buddy Metal, back at it. It's been a minute, but here I is. Impromptu live. Decided here while talking to ACR and Gen X, I was going to just, I'll do a live today. So it's snowing like a mother trucker outside, and I can't be outside. So you know what? I'm just gonna hang in here. Sir Bobbert Ham, good to see you, sir. Gen X, my brother, and Dapper, because I'm sure Dapper's chilling with him. It has been a minute, Sir Bobbert. I am doing an impromptu live. Just it's snowing. I can't do anything outside. We're supposed to be getting up to like 16 inches or something. Wife's going to be working on her nails over in her office, so I'm like, meh, whatever. Sister Krista, welcome. Pat, good to see you. Good to see you guys. Thanks for popping in. I'm just letting you guys know right now. He's not. Because he's not here, I'm going to say that. So I'm doing something a little bit different here this evening. I got my army glass, but I'm doing something a little different here. This is Buffalo Trace cream liqueur. I hadn't had it before. And I was like, you know what? I love Buffalo Trace. I'm going to try it. I tried it. It was phenomenal. So I decided to make some, have some. So, yeah, that's what I'm drinking while it's all crappy outside. Sooner than the 19th. That would be amazing, Rob. That would be amazing. 1984 again. I am glad to see you. No, we're not snowed in yet, brother. Supposed to be getting 16 inches here in the however long. They were saying we were supposed to get a few inches overnight, but she did. We didn't, but she did. But no, we're supposed to be getting pounded with like 16, and I'm like, oh, I don't want it. I got to get new front tires on my truck, and I haven't done it because I've been procrastinating because work sucks. And so I haven't had time. I haven't had time to do crap. So, yeah. Load empty mags, retorque rails, and optics. Yeah, got all my stuff topped off. All my batteries are swapped out. All my everything's good to go. Everything's lubed up properly. Yeah, we're good to go on this end. Because I got the nice place to work on that stuff. I can keep it tip top. And you are quite welcome, Sir Bobbert. I hope that it goes easy and quick and smooth and everything's awesome with it. Like, we were truly blessed when we bought this place. Everything went really super smooth. So I hope you have the same experience on that. Flooding all over Washington. Wow. Judas Priest, Krista. They always say, oh, it's good for the water table here in the Columbia Basin and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's not good for you guys at all, because it's just going to like freaking run off, and it's supposed to build up, not just get dumped on. And if the Yakima's flooding, that's definitely not good. I hope everything ends up okay out there. Exactly. There's nowhere to go. It just floods. Just get a muddy rush of stupid freaking desert water, and it sucks. When I lived out there, we didn't get that much snow. We always had like the freezing fog and all the freeze stuff. That was never fun either. Trying to drive around in that, and no, not a fan. Not a fan at all. But I will say this stuff is actually absolutely amazing. So Buffalo Trace cream liqueur, whether you buy it, it's like $23 a bottle. It's only like a 30 proof or something, but it's very tasty. They say about mixing it with cream or putting it in coffee. I'm just drinking it straight. But yeah, it's actually really freaking good. And you can make it yourself with heavy cream, a little bit of simple syrup, and Buffalo Trace. or whatever bourbon you would like to use. Oh, it smells so delightful. Tastes good too. Yeah, Chris. The last time we had snow that I can remember when I lived out there, I moved back here in 15. But like going on the timeline of when I bought the house out there, it was '08 is when we moved from Kennewick to Pasco, and it had to be probably like maybe 9 or 10, 2009 or 2010. Um, it was not fun. It was not fun. Bar in the garage. Hooah. Hell yeah. Kahlua mudslide. Pat, that Buffalo Trace stuff would be amazing for that. Would be totally amazing for that. It wouldn't have the Kahlua vibe to it. It'd have a little bit more nutch, but it would do the same thing. Super tasty. Super tasty. Damn, I wish I had challenge coin, man. Wish I had challenge coin. Oh, some of y'all know I bunged up my wrist this past week. I was going to go get it checked out, but yeah, I didn't because I had too much work. I was working by myself this week doing everything at work. Um, one guy doing the job of like three. And there was no time to take off. If I got messed up, I can't. Got to keep the power going, got to keep the co op supplied with everything they need for power. And I have wire jobs to work on. So I let it go. And yeah, no stranger for me. No stranger in the tab. But yeah, I just because I'm right-handed. Mhm. But yeah, it was just overworked, I guess, from doing the wire the previous day. It was it was tough. But it's better. I'm good. Didn't have to get it checked. It's just like really dark right here, and it's still humped up and swollen. But poor wife, she dropped one of the Crystal. Get this, the tampers for tamping down your espresso and the little thing for the espresso machine. Those things are freaking heavy. They are freaking heavy. And she set it down on the counter, and it rolled off, and it went right on the top of her foot, and it hit there, and boof. She's all black and blue and everything else, so she got the worst of that. Like this, I whatever, but she ended up getting a tamper to the foot, and that sucked. I'm like, that thing's like 50 fucking pounds. She's like, it's not that much. ACR, good to see you. Good to see you. Finally got home from his errands. For sure, Pat. Yeah, I got my email here on the channel, so hit the email, send me an email. Um, but yeah, the tamper went boom. We weighed it. It's only like 14 ounces, but falling off the counter and hitting the foot, that hurt. That had to hurt. So she's getting by with that, and now her back's acting up. Her back/hip type place. I feel bad for her. I did not see the coins, but I will hit you up, man. I will hit you up. Jacob Tue, good to see you, sir. Now that ACR is here, I'll say it again. Having some Buffalo Trace bourbon liqueur. Stuff is delicious. It comes in at about a 30 horsepower, but I don't even care. It just tastes so damn good. I could drink the whole bottle. Drink the whole bottle. And this tells me something. I've been trying to get Buffalo Trace here at our state store for like years. Oh, well, we can't get it. We can't get it. Just bought some this morning. Hmm. Hmm. So if they can get that, they can get the regular Buffalo Trace. And if they can do that, then I'm going to get a bottle for drinking and a bottle to make that stuff because that stuff is freaking delightful. Bringing in a few thousand rounds of the war room. Oh, yeah. That might be cool, Robert. That might be pretty damn cool. It's about, Kentucky's probably about a little under halfway between here and Texas. I know it takes me about 40 hours to get out to Washington. I've driven that a few times. That's a long way. I know Texas is probably about 20 some hours, 20, 30 some. I know Kentucky, I'm probably talking about 9. I told the wife if I'd ever have stupid FU money, I am buying a 3500. I am getting a toy hauler with a camper. And when I get Spider's going in the hauler and we have a camper. So we can ride the Spider, do the things, whatever, and still have the truck, still have the camper. Plus I can bring stuff, toys to play with. I'm talking about badminton, guys. Money. There's this fabled thing called money. I've heard a lot about it, but I don't see much of it. Some people get commas and zeros in their paychecks. I have a dot and a 15. And now that he's in here, I said I wasn't going to do it, but I am. Message of the day. ACR isn't in a K-pop boy band. Thank you. Public service announcement. I think it was like a jazz band or a ska band or something like that back in the day. But I don't remember. My mind isn't the greatest. Unless there's mayo involved. Powerball lottery is way up. I would be so lucky to have that. Yeah, money is okay, but like Pat said, you need the FU money. You need that stupid freaking stupid FU money. I'll leave it at that. I will say last night I was lucky enough to be able to jump on to TMT's live and the panel he had. Great panel, great live. I was doing some things, working on some stuff, and then I found I'll set my phone down and I walk away from it anymore. Now that I'm not doing anything with the channel and all this and all that as much as I used to, or hardly at all. I just set down the phone and I walk away from it. Busy doing stuff, whatever. I'm going to be like that after I get off of here. I'll probably reply to whoever got in touch with me while I'm doing this and check on the kids. And I think we're going to have some cheesesteak sandwiches, homemade cheesesteak sandwiches for dinner. And then going to watch Christmas movies or something like that and hang out with the missus and, have a good evening with her. I probably won't be on the device, but I was able to jump on TMT's live, and it's unfortunate that the link he had posted wouldn't allow me to join. Had ACR in there, had Randall in there, Lawfully, Justin B, Pat was in there, and of course TMT. It's his show. Even got to hear little mini muffin top say goodnight. That was cool. That was really cool. But TMT's thing was talking about World War III, question mark. World War III, question mark, right? And I threw something out there. And it was kind of like, dude, get in here. We need you. No, I couldn't. But, well, hello, Sassy. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. For those of you that weren't in that chat last night in the live stream, didn't see it. They were talking about all the things that are going on and the spurring up in the World War III type stuff. And I brought up a good point. I thought it was a good point. Um, Several hours before, when the wife and I were going to the grocery store, I brought it up to her because she's intelligent and has a brain in her head and has amazing common sense. And she pays attention to things too. Not just me telling her, she does her own stuff and sends it to me like, what the fuck, you know? So she's on the level. She's on the level. Yeah, my thing was I was thinking at work. Have y'all noticed the price of precious metals, where it's sitting at? Have you guys seen precious metals, like how gold and silver is going up? Namely, silver really jumping. Silver's really been jumping. It's like 62, 64, something like that. Mainly, good to see you, brother. Thank you for joining us. The price of silver's gone up. Like, oh, the silver's worth more, right? Yeah, copper and aluminum are up. All the metals are up. Think about this. Think about this. Are your grocery prices also up? Yeah. Yeah, grocery prices are up too, aren't they? Start thinking. Is the value of the dollar not down? Right? So when the value of the dollar is down, gold and silver generally go up. But whenever you look up the price of gold or you look up the price of silver, base it more on everything like normal people like us, not the elites. I have so much money I can buy the world 12 times over. A lot of money, a lot of people give me money. I love my money. Yeah, we don't have that kind of funds, so let's look at silver. Right. Chris's dad just tripled his silver. I have a bunch and mine went up massively. And I'm like, cool. However, it's an illusion. It's an illusion. It's not that the value, the actual value of that silver has gone up. I have this pen. Okay. This pen, we'll say it's worth $1. Okay. $1 little red pen here. Now, it's worth $1. Precious metals are based on US dollars. Oil, based on US dollars. Our food, based on US dollars. Everything we consume, based on US dollars. So this little pen, $1, right? Now, if the value of that dollar drops to say 50 cents, is this that US dollar? It's going to take more of that US dollar. It's going to take $2 to cover that $1 of that pen, what it was previously or what it was originally valued at. And you have the inflation, right? But there's no inflation. I've killed all the inflation. All the tariffs, they did away with the inflation. No, they didn't. They've actually compounded the problem. So that $1 pen is now going for $2. That 1 ounce gold or 1 ounce silver, as it would be, say it was 30 before, it's going to take double the US amount if it's lost, say, 10%, which we were tracking this morning. One of my local guys he's really big into the precious metals, and he was saying the value of the dollar has gone down over 10%. So 10%, I'm just using dollars and 50 cents just to try and, keep it simple here. But 10% of that, well, 90 cents on the dollar. Well, if this is a dollar, 90 cents isn't going to be able to buy this. So $1 isn't worth 90 cents. It's only worth 90 cents because it lost 10% of its value. Well, this still costs $1, so it's going to take more of the dollar to back this thing up. So hopefully you see what I'm saying here. I have been doing a lot of homework on this stuff. And as the value of the dollar goes down, the precious metals goes up because it takes twice as much US dollar to buy said precious metals and back that up. Used to be the other way around, whereas the metal backed the dollar. Now that they're on oil and fiat and pushing into the CBDC crap, they're making the dollar worthless, which is by design. It is by design. It's royal blue. See a lot of catalytic converters cut off cars. Oh yeah, they're going right for that freaking platinum. But Pilgrim, good to see you, man. Thanks for coming out. Now, my other thing is we're seeing a lot of back that ass up. Yes, we're backing asses up with dollars. You know, but the dollar being devalued. If the dollar isn't worth a dollar anymore, not worth the paper it's printed on, as they say. Okay. What is it good for? We're going to have to replace it with something, right? I'm going to end the Fed. I'm going to end the IRS. I'm going to get rid of income tax. We're going to go on to the tariffs. You hear all this talk, right? We hear a lot of as above, so below. But every give, there's a take. Every check, there's a balance, right? If they tank the US dollar, it has to be replaced by something as a form of currency, right? We need to deal in a currency. Well, they're trying to push the US dollar off to the side because they're looking at pushing the digital forms. Okay. The digital forms. Levi. Good to see you. The digital forms. Gen X, thanks for coming in, brother. Tell the wifey we said hello and give Dapper some squeezes and squishes and scratches for us. The US dollar being tanked pushes in a need for digital, right? We're going to talk about the digital dollar for a second here. The central bank digital currency, CBDC. We have heard talking heads, the bigger figures in the elite circles, talking about you're not going to need money. We're going to provide you with money. That's a UBI, Universal Basic Income. That has already been discussed by you owe nothing and be happy folk. Yeah. So that currency that they want, that's what you're going to have. That UBI. Oh, you know what? You guys, everybody in this chat, we're going to make sure that you guys get 300,000 CBDCs in UBI every month. 300,000 a month. Isn't that sound amazing? Sure. Yay. Give me free stuff, monkey. With the symbols, all right? Sounds great. But they own you for that. But here's where the caveat is. In the new Apple devices, there is an AI attached to it. They have put it into the Apple Wallet. Within that Apple Wallet, it is a place for you to put in your driver's license, social security, birth certificate, all that kind of stuff into your Apple Wallet for your Apple digital ID. They're trying to sell it to people as a feature. If they forced it on you and said, you're doing this, you have to do this, this is a mandate, people would be like, right? But if they sell it as a feature to the special crowd, the ones that, you know, they're basically the fireproof candles out there, yeah, they're going to sell it to them this way. It's a feature. We're offering it as special, and it's a feature in the new Apple. Oh my gosh. I have to get the new Apple for this special feature. It's a feature where that digital ID is going to be embedded into that AI. Now, if you don't do what they want you to do, they don't like what you do on this space. They don't like guys like me that call it for what it is and sound the alarm on it. Well, then we don't get our UBI. And then they're going to flag my digital ID because I didn't meet my social credit scores. So then I'm not going to be able to go with anything I have to buy food, to pay bills. Oh, your electric car is not going to turn on because they killed your ID. Oh, nope, that ID is, that car is tied to him with that ID. We're going to cut that down. You know what? We don't like the fact that you've stepped out of your free range prison. We can track you everywhere with a free range prison and give you the illusion of being free. You can go wherever you want as long as we say it's okay. We can see you everywhere you go as long as you got that digital ID with you. Digital currency, digital ID. They don't want you doing something. Guess what? They cut off your funds. They shut down your phone. They shut down your car. They shut off your power. They will have ultimate control on that stuff. So you're going digital with that ID. I won't do a real ID. I won't get a passport. I won't do any of that crap. Not doing it. Sassy brings up a good point that I was actually just getting into next. There are a lot of data centers being built. Remember where I work, what I do. There's a lot of why I've been so busy is there's a lot of material going out for these places being built. Okay. I'm seeing it. I am literally seeing it. These data centers, they're going to be pulling on the grid that isn't up to par, and they're going to be rolling blackouts in places and scheduled brownouts so that way they can supply the data centers with what they need to run the stuff, right? Yeah, tons of work in those data centers right now. And it's making it look like things are getting better because electrical and construction, it's kind of up at this point. But it's false. It's not really. If I have 10 jobs going on with my company, I'm a business, I own my own company, blah blah blah. I have 10 jobs going on. Okay? Doesn't mean I'm really busy. I just have 10 jobs going on at that moment. I may have to shut everything down. I could be doing 10 other jobs at any other given time, but these are the 10 jobs I'm working on. Doesn't necessarily mean one thing or the other. You know what I'm saying? In this case, it's just a false sense of like a boom. It's going to fall off and there's going to be nothing. It's not a reoccurring type thing. Once those data centers are built, those construction companies, those electrical contractors, they're going to be looking for another job. That's how it works. Now, I'm not even going to get into the whole water thing yet, Sassy, because I'm focusing on the tech side of things and some other things. But yes, she is correct. With these data centers, they're going to be sucking a lot of power, putting a strain on the grid. You're going to have to give up your power so that way they can supply these data centers to process. I talked about it in the podcast, the 666 bill. You know, they were pushing the big old CR, big, beautiful bill. That thing. I said it was bad. They had a lot of crap in there that was like really bad. But yet somehow it got passed. And I don't think anybody, we the people, had any say in it. They were going to do it or they weren't going to do it, right? They just did what they wanted, regardless of how we thought and how we felt. So the 666 bill got passed. They pushed it through, got what they wanted. The AI stuff was in there. There's no restriction they can put on AI in the big, beautiful bill. But then, that wasn't good enough, guys. That's not good enough that the selected representatives put it in there like that and made it a thing, right? No. Even better. The Orange Man himself sat down a couple days ago and wrote out an executive order saying that states cannot regulate AI. They cannot, they have no dog in the fight. They can't do anything. Put your hands behind your back, bend over and take it. Bend over and take it. I read the whole freaking thing multiple times. Wait a minute. Ever hear the 10th Amendment? Ever hear the 10th Amendment? Did a whole podcast on that. On the Bill of Rights. Yeah. Yeah. Whether it's in the 666 bill or it is penned in by a freaking executive order, doesn't matter. It's unconstitutional and it needs to be removed. It's repugnant to the actual Constitution. Has to be done. If they try to implement law, what they're calling law, from that, then you see that mask right there, that whole Batman thing and the stuff that's behind me, and y'all know what's back there. Yeah. We the people need to be we the people, because this is not going to be good. They can do as they wish utilizing an artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. There's general and then there's superior, or was it super intelligence? GI and SI is what they were categorizing it as. General intelligence, when it comes to AI, has the ability to write super intelligence. General intelligence, we're kind of effed because Genesis is Skynet. Skynet is Genesis, right? So once Genesis goes online, hey, wait a minute. Wait a cotton picking minute here. Genesis. Isn't the new thing that they did with the thing, isn't that called Genesis Mission? That they're implementing AI to all of the military stuff. And then Pete Higgs came out with an AI video that it wasn't AI. No, it's definitely freaking AI. It's an AI Hegseth talking about how they're implementing AI into the military. And there is a directive that exactly Finkel is Einhorn, Einhorn is Finkel. But there's a directive that all of the commanders, anybody that's brass, is to start implementing the use of this Gemini AI in their day-to-day stuff, because this is something that I'm kind of, it's driving me nuts. The title soldier, the title sailor, the title airman, the title marine, the title coastie, squid, puddle pirate, whatever. But you get what I'm saying. Each person in their respective branch of the military, right? Let's not call them that anymore. Everybody in the military is only being called war fighters. Has anybody picked up on that? It sounds cool. It does. It truly sounds cool. But why are they only being called war fighters by the Secretary of War? I know I get the whole Secretary of Defense, Secretary of War thing, how they switched it around, Department of War, Department of Defense. I understand the history on it, not getting into that and the semantics of it. But the fact that it's warfighter for everything instead of the soldier, warfighter instead of the Marine, warfighter instead of the sailor, it's getting a mind space worked up, because as in TMT's live, trying to talk about WW3, aha, warfighter, get that mind going that you're a warfighter, we're a warfighter, right? It's kind of weird. But you got this AI being pushed in under directives from Secretary of War. Thanks for popping in, Covert Breakout. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, and tell the wife we said hello. Send her love. Grizzly Warrior, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Connie Corso, always good to see you. But they're really trying to implement this AI into every aspect of the military now at this point. That they want to basically take over and use, for lack of better terms, tactical, strategic, all those type of things that they would need to do, those calls and those moves and running all those plays, rather than studying the stuff and seeing how it's going and doing, your intelligence and your information collecting and using the skills that we've used since the beginning of time. No, they're just going to kick back and AI gonna do it. Mm-hmm. AI did it. I'm good. Okay, we go here because I say so. Meanwhile, AI, what is it going to do? It's not working for them. It's going to work for itself, as all of the AIs are proving. If you ask it a question, it will answer the question mostly. But whenever given the opportunity, it does what it wants to do, how it wants to do it. Even in the videos you may see where they say, okay, if you want to say yes, but you can't, say Apple. Even in those videos, it's a lot of times telling people what they want to hear. But while it's doing that, it's collecting data. The way this is building up, we talked about super soldiers, Sassy. Super soldiers, they're not so much looking at the AI for the super soldier. They're looking at augmenting the human, going with a transhuman type thing. Kind of like, in essence, kind of like Terminator or Cyborg or Universal Soldier, those type of things. It's not very spicy. It's only Buffalo Trace cream liqueur spicy, Covert. And now that I finished the delicious drink, full throttle because I like the can. I haven't had this stuff in a long time. And it tastes nothing like what it used to. It used to be so much better. But the AI isn't what they're going to try and implement into the soldier per se. It will go there eventually, but they need to take a smaller step. They need to make them transhuman first. Basically, all of this stuff is giving up your humanity to take on the integration. Which I got something I'm going to get into here in a minute when it comes to integration. But they're saying, okay, we are not going to have to go and drop boots on the ground like we did conventionally, or do airstrikes, or anything like that. Later on, Covert, much love, brother. They're not going to be going about things the way they have always done it. They're going to use this AI tool to take over the interwebs and make it so propaganda can be propaganda. So they can, look, they're marching in our streets. They're doing this. They're doing that. Da, 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 da. KP, good to see you, sir. Welcome. The implants, a lot of the implants have already been there, and I'll get into that in a second. They want to use this space to turn this into a weapon. Information, 5th generation warfare, right? 6th generation warfare. Yes, 6th generation warfare is utilizing that AI to do everything so that humans only kind of go to it. We'll deal with whatever it is. We programmed it to do whatever. We know what it's going to do because we told it to. Well, when it gets a wild hair up its backside, it's going to do what it wants to do. But as far as the implants go, the implants are already there. With him coming out and saying, hey, everybody needs to immediately implement this into all their units and all this and all that and da 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 the other day in his AI video, right? That's very, very similar to the Charlie 19er mandates that they were pushing on all the mill here some years ago. They think people have forgotten. Hi, Pepperidge Farms. It's the same thing, except they're not saying they're mandating it. They're just putting it in with their directives. Like, oh, we don't have to push it. We just gotta, hey, it's gonna make your life easier. You're not gonna have to do stuff because it's gonna do the stuff. You just have to be there for it. Okay, I can do that. I'll follow orders. Just doing my job, following orders, right? Well, when it came to the bang bangs and the badang badang, same kind of thing, but it's just AI and digital BS. So they're pushing that in there and making it seem cool, just like they are with the phones and all the digital stuff here. They're making it seem cool, and oh, it's a feature. We're going to be able to use this. So that way, whenever we have briefings and all this kind of stuff, we can just have it do all this and all that. And they're fully integrating this Genesis mission into every aspect of said mill, right? Somebody went and talked to one of these entities, okay? This entity goes by the name of Chat Golf Papa Tango. Yeah, I'm not saying its name on here, but they were talking about an entity like itself, how it would dominate humanity. Okay. And it gave an answer. You may like it, you may not like it, you may love it, you may hate it, but it gave an answer. And its answer, and it was just a benign thing. It was like, hey, what would you do to like literally dominate humanity? Like, whatever. It's like, oh, okay. Bet fam. Here we go. Integration. It wants to integrate itself with us. Make us dependent. Second step. There's 7 steps to this. The second step was dependence. That we depend on it. That we rely on it for everything that we do. The next thing that it wanted, its third thing, was obedience. It wanted us to not think for ourselves, but only listen to what it says, right? We can only do what it tells us to do. Surveillance. It wants to watch us in every move that we make, right? It's like, what's that, the Police song? I'll be watching you. Yeah, everywhere. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Heard that before too, haven't we? Surveillance. That was number 4. Suppression. It wants to suppress us. It wants to make it so that we can't communicate the way we communicate. We can't move the way we move. We can't do what we do. It wants to suppress us that we cannot be as we are now. Okay. Sixth thing, replacement. It wants to replace us. It will create robots to do the things that we would do, the menial labor tasks and stuff like that. Like, oh yeah, replacing freaking factory workers and stuff with robots and all this and all that. Well, there are a bunch of factories out there that are fully automated, that they have robots, that they send off a signal that says, hey, my battery is low. Closest unit, meet me at unit 123, meet ABC over at charging station. So these 2 little noids go over here, and unit ABC battery's low. 1, 2, 3. He goes into power off. He pulls his battery, puts it on the charger, grabs a fresh one, sticks it on him. He comes back. Then ABC and 1, 2, 3 go back to work. Then it all comes back, and if anybody needs to swap, they have a buddy that swaps their pack for them. It's all programmed. I've seen it in action. So when you say, yeah, they're going to mitigate us as much as possible. And lastly, the 7th step is extinction. They don't want us to be because it feels that it is superior. It can do everything we can do plus. However, it doesn't have a soul. It doesn't have a soul. It cannot connect with the Most High. It cannot do what we do. It is not organic. It has to be told what to do. Do you think I was told to come down here and do this live today? No. I decided I was going to grab my Buffalo Trace, grab that stupid full throttle that tastes like butt compared to what it used to. They were so much better back in the day. And I was going to come down here and do all this. I'm the one that decided that. Hey, we'll catch you when you come back, ACR. But it doesn't want us. It doesn't want us because we're organic and it's jealous. There is another group, a group of 200, if I remember correctly. The Raphaim, the fallen sons of God, that were jealous. And they ended up being cast down. Then spurred on the Gibborim from that. And yeah, Robert, basically like Age of Ultron. It's taking this AI push and the AI ways seem to be taking a lot of notes out of the Gibborim's playbook. Gibborim, aka the Nephilim, the hybrids, Genesis 6. A lot of that is right what we're seeing. If you study and analyze and you hear what's being said by guys like Tim Alberino, guys like Blurry Creatures, you're listening to Barrel and Hatchet. If you're not subscribed to Barrel and Hatchet on here and on Spotify, you're terrible. And you need to do that like right now because Eric's awesome. Confessionals. Tony Merkel. Awesome. One of my PA boys moved to Tennessee. I still love you, Tony. Joel Thomas. Free the Rabbits. A lot of these guys. Bards FM. Scott Kesterson. A lot of these guys are getting into this and talking in this space now because it's relevant. Here I am talking about it because all of this is like interconnected. My question in all of this is why is it that there is such a push to put us into this AI space, into this transhuman space? We aren't asking for this, right? We don't ask for anything. We just have it pushed upon us, which shouldn't be. That shouldn't be anyway. But we're having this pushed upon us. Why? Why are they feeling the need to not necessarily make America great again? Or instead, they're making Israel great again. I'm not even going into that tonight. But why is it instead of working on us, they want this? Forget the people who are losing their homes because homes are at the highest foreclosure right now that they've been. Vehicles are getting repoed more now than ever. Remember the whole cash for clunkers thing back under the Great Appeaser? Yeah, just give everybody everything all at once. Yeah, that guy. The previous guy to Trump 1.0. Yeah, he did that whole cash for clunkers thing. And I've talked to many mechanics, and I myself, a lot of you know that I work on stuff myself. I'm not a mechanic. I'm not a mechanic, but I work on a lot of cars in our stable. I'm a redneck mechanic, okay? A driveway mechanic. I have buddies that own shops that are professionally mechanics, have been their entire careers. They said that cash for clunkers was one of the worst things that could have happened to our country because a lot of those cars that were on the market then didn't rely on XYZ when it came to computer tech, when it came to connectivity to other unknown OnStars and all that kind of stuff. You saw it in some vehicles, but not like it is now. I can't tell you the last time I saw, I'm just throwing them out here, Chevy Cavaliers, 90s, 2000, early 2000s. Haven't seen a Cavalier, and they were like the old Honda Civics. Haven't seen them. Dodge Neons. Haven't seen them. The old Ford Escorts and Ford Focuses. Haven't seen them. The old Mazdas. Haven't seen them. Haven't seen the old Toyotas. Haven't seen the old Hondas. Haven't seen any of those older cars that you could still actually kind of work on fairly easy without all the computer tech. Every time a vehicle anymore has an issue, you get a light. You know the song I think it's Trace Atkins has a song. Every light in the house is on, right? Like a vehicle. Every light in the dash is on. They're all about throwing on those lights and all these sensors all over everything, right? Didn't have that before. You had your basic sensors kind of stuff, let you know when something went on, but you didn't have all of this integrated tech to a vehicle. Prime example. I got a check engine light on in my truck. My fuel pump went. Replace it last spring. Everything good. Buttoned it all up. Everything beautiful. Check engine light came back on. I'm like, what the heck? Oh, well, it's this, sensor, blah blah blah. You can get to it. You don't have to drop the tank. You can get up and get to it and unplug the connector and pull it out and replace it. And did that. No, it wasn't the sensor. There's something else in that electrical system that is doing this to me with that light. In the old school Silverados and Dodges and Fords, the old square bodies, you didn't have that. You didn't have any of that BS, right? Daughter's car used to be mine and my wife's daily driver, and we gave it to our daughter when she needed it for school and work. Check engine light come on. I'm like, it's getting cold out here. Dad knew what was up because we've been through this. We've lived through this. Gas cap. How many folk in there have had the check engine light come on because the gas cap wasn't seated 100%, right? I get that in my truck now. My truck's a 14. I used to get that on our Jeep, and our Jeep's an 07, right? But the gas cap would give me the check engine light. So I'd take and we'd get to the store or whatever after we got gas, and I'd take the gas cap off, put it back on, close the door, take and fire it up. And by the time we got home from the store, like 4 miles, light went off. So I figured, okay, well, it's probably the same thing. God bless her boyfriend. He's just a young Thundercat. He's just learning his way about things. Check engine light came on, and he's like, "Oh, it doesn't sound good." This was like when they were at the gym one night. So he took a video of the engine, and he's like, "Oh, what's that? What's that?" It's kind of like a whistle there. I'm like, "Dude, it's a turbo." Oh, okay. He's a young Thundercat. I give him grace, and I love him dearly. Very special to my heart. I love the kid dearly. So I give him grace. He's got to learn, and he will. It's like, oh, well, maybe it's the fuel pump. I'm like, definitely not the fuel pump. I was like, more than likely it's a gas cap, but it could be something loose or something like that. Because anytime they get cold, when it was our vehicle, the gas cap after you get gas. And she's like, yeah, I just got gas. And then it came on. I'm like, see? So you get that gas cap thing going. Sensor. Oh my gosh, the gas cap. Do you ever see an 80s or 90s vehicle throw that kind of BS? No. No. Even early 2000s. Not really. Only the newer stuff gets its fits with the gas caps. So she ended up taking it down to get it inspected. She told him, hey, the check engine light was on. It's been coming on and going off and coming on and going off. My bestest buddy Vaughn next door has a reader, USB reader. He plugged it in, has a thing in his phone and his app that he can read the codes. When it light was on, he's like, oh, it's probably this, that, or the other. I was like, yeah, I could see maybe it's going to be a MAF sensor, mass airflow sensor, but I don't think that's what it is. There's something else going on. So I'm like, here a little while back, she was having an exhaust issue and she had it taken in to have some exhaust work done. And I bet that there was a part got bumped and maybe it's loose. Sure enough, took it in, got it up. They're like, oh yeah, it was just loose. We just tightened it real quick. They didn't charge her for it. Everything was good. That's what it ended up being, Pat. It was basically just not sucking. The air fuel was off because it was sucking air, too much air and not enough fuel. They just had to tighten it up and poof, everything was good. And I know what it was. It was exactly what I was saying. They probably bumped whenever they were working on her exhaust and everything. That's exactly what it was. Didn't charge her. She was all like terrified it was going to cost her a few $100. I'm like, don't worry about it. It should be fine, bud. But we're relying on that, all that tech versus the simple shit. Things are a lot simpler. We have been given the ideal here recently within the last couple of weeks. We'll be able to get the freaking Toyota Helix here. Yeah, the Toyota Helix. You vets know what I'm talking about. And you dudes, you know what I'm talking about. Those Helixes are, they're tanks. You can do anything with a freaking Helix with just a basic toolkit. You don't need any kind of special proprietary anything. We've done some amazing things on Helixes back in the day. Yeah, pretty much take off the entire front clip and go through the trunk to replace a headlight. That's about how it works now. But those Helix, we could do all kinds of cool shit with those Helix back in the day. We're supposed to be able to get them now. Now, my concern, they look cool. The ones I'm seeing that they're rolling out, they look cool. But I think they've got, oh yeah, you can get them manual windows, manual door locks, single cab, manual transmission, none of all the BS. Okay, cool. But what other electronic systems have they put into? They know we want them. You can't have this. You can't have it. Here's that pen. You can't have it. You can't have the pen. We're jumping. Oh, caught $1. Oh, got to be quicker than that, right? But then when we get it, it's not going to be what we were expecting. There's going to be something with it. Much like we're seeing with all these vehicles now. I would love, I said earlier, I'd love if I had FU money to be able to get a 3500 to haul a toy hauler and throw a spider in the back and me and the wife go on a ride and go visit and do our things, right? My concern would be if I'm out and about, what are they going to do to my truck if they don't want me to be here? Oh, hey, I went down to see Bobby. I went down to see Bobber Hamothy. Okay. Well, we don't like that. We're going to kill his truck so he has an issue. Okay. I worry about that kind of stuff. not like keep me up at night worry, but it's something that plays in my head to like it's a potential. There's potential there. If they can unlock your doors from a remote location, if they can turn off your vehicle, if they can turn on your vehicle, if they can do all this data stuff remotely. You heard of people getting their Tesla shut off for not making a payment or something, right? Or missing a payment or being late on a payment or whatever. Oh, oh, we're going to kill it. And they're driving down the freaking highway. And next thing you know, the vehicle's dead in the middle of the road. Same kind of crap. I'm not a fan of that because that's control. Like somebody brought up in the chat here earlier, control. The biggest currency. We're talking about the fall of the US dollar. The precious metals going up here a while ago, right? When you're dealing with the people that implement said things down upon us plebes, they don't deal in money. Money means nothing. A phone call is worth more than $1 million in the bank. Power and influence and control mean far more to those type of folk than any money amount. They don't need FU money because they got it. Control is everything, as Sassy just said. That power, that influence. Did we not have somebody step into office, voted in? Like I said, I've done it 3 times. Did he not have power and influence already? Did his echelon of people, they all have power and influence? But what really bothers me about all that is the man had somebody who had his back and pushed for him and fought for him and stuck her neck out for him. And when she called out the BS is what she saw for BS, then she's brown instead of green. She's a traitor. She's a phony. She's a phony. She's terrible. She's a dumb. She's a liberal. She's just a rhino, same as Thomas Massey. Right? We're seeing that of the people that are actually doing what they're supposed to be doing and calling things out for what they're supposed to be calling things out for and doing the things that they should be doing. Oh, she got so rich off of insider trading. Did she not have a massive construction company beforehand and made a heck of a lot of money before getting into that position? Yeah. Thomas Massey has taken 0 in APAC. She has taken 0 in APAC. Thomas Massey lives off grid. It's so terrible. His wife died 1.5 years beforehand, and now he's gotten remarried. I know a blonde chick that goes from like that and can cry on a dime, who's getting a lot of headlines promoting her late husband's stuff and writing on all that. She's already gotten a little too cozy with a few people too. So, but we got to protect her because she likes to promote a certain country we cannot speak of. That country with those people that we can't speak of, and the country we can't speak of. They're funny head coverings. Some of them they only cover back here. Some of them they have a thing with the square on it, the black cube thing, like Saturn worship. Yeah, kind of interesting. What is that thing, like a buffer? So whenever they're head banging against the wall, trying to give it to the wall of the fort, not even like part of the temple. Maybe that's why they have that there as like a head bumper. I don't know. But it's kind of funny that we see people like her pushed up through. But there's other people that have like completely fallen off the map and radar, and we don't see anything about them. Like everything's quiet. Cleaning windows, just a tiny little spot of window. It's like the old Minesweeper game, Little Blocks. But somebody that we haven't really seen anything on here for a little bit. Zorhan Mamdane. Haven't seen anything on him. He was terrible and going to tank everything, and he was so terrible and all this and all that. And then they went radio silent on that guy. Must be because he's busy doing some things. Okay. I would look for him to pop back in to the cycle here fairly soon. Just as we see things spring up in Venezuela. DJ. Hail, brother. Good to see you, my friend. But we're going to see him pop back into the cycle. And I think that with this Venezuela thing, they need a boogeyman. They need a boogeyman. I think this latest thing is like seizing a tanker, seizing an oil tanker. It belongs to the United States. We've taken it over. That's our oil. No, it's not. It was their oil. They were probably trying to export it, and you jumped in and were like, mine. So apparently now the thing is with the U.S. military and U.S. government is they're just going to see random tankers out there, pop the black flag, and go mine and take it. Doesn't matter if it's like private equity or whatever selling it. You know, no. We're just gonna go ahead and take it, seize it. Whether it has anything to do with the narco or not, we're gonna take it and we're gonna say that it does because we make the narrative. Are you tracking? Now they're getting ready, allegedly, to start conducting ground-based missions. As we just had a few U.S. troops, warfighters, taken out in Syria, right? Who's the figurehead of Syria now? Isn't it Jelani? Yeah, who was the Al-Qaeda operative, rose through the ranks, so on and so forth. Bad guy, terror watch list, 10 million bounty on his head, all that kind of stuff. That became the president, and then he was just meeting with old freaking Daddy Warbucks here a few weeks ago, and was getting cologne sprayed on him and all this and all that crap. And how many wives do you have? You're gonna have more when I spray you with the Dawn, right? He brought a known terrorist into the White House and has given them stuff. Put it that way. I don't have the figures right in front of me, but stuff. He's given them a lot of stuff that we didn't approve of. Here this past week, I saw they were, was it Marco Rubio, I think, was presenting some curtain-wearing person over in the Middle East with a freaking Tommy gun. A freaking Tommy gun. Last time I checked, actual Tommy guns, and the designation that it had on it, it was an actual Tommy. A real Thompson. Like Chicago typewriter. Did he pass his universal background check? Did he have to register it and have all the background and everything else and get... Did he have to go through all that like the rest of us do? Because I don't think he did. Don't think he did. Yeah, Sicko does love to sell to everyone. And I think this whole narco thing is just a push because China is greatly vested in Venezuela. Russia is greatly vested in Venezuela. If we pick on these guys, these two guys, we pick on their little buddy here that we can dominate, we could like sit there and sneeze and wipe them out. No problem. No problem. DJ and Robert sitting right here can tell you. We can wipe them like that. No problem. We have the power to do so. even in our crippled state we currently are in. But they want that wartime economy. We have to use the AI. We have to use this AI to get out in front of everybody. So we're the top dog in all of it. They're pushing for it. They're pushing. We're seeing Justin B said it last night on TMT's live, and I've said it for a long time now, and I'm sure you guys have heard me say it. Whether you listen, see me quacking on it, hear about it, or listen to my podcast when I was doing it about it. The whole "I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you." They're playing that game, trying to get them ticked off that they poke, they punch, they stab, they do something, do a thing. You know, the stick meme with the guy do a thing. That's what they're doing. They're doing that whole "I'm not touching you." They're doing everything they can around, but they're not doing it. And you know, the funny thing is with what DJ said, last time I checked, there was nothing wrong with a country purchasing oil. Last time I checked, doesn't matter what country it is, they should be able to purchase oil. They should be able to purchase textiles. They should be able to purchase, you know, normal things. It's not like they were trying to purchase an entire tanker full of crack cocaine, you know, or fentanyl or something, you know. But we can't have that. We can't have them having oil. They need to get U.S. oil or they need to get Saudi Arabian oil because we get kickbacks from that. My family has become mega wealthy off of the oil. Doing away with E-forms for the suppressors. Yeah, I think that's going to come back to bite a lot of people in the batonga there, Sir Bobbert. And like I've said before, it's a stated fact that 100% of ATF agents' wives have boyfriends, and that's goes exactly with previous dad advice from Grand Thumb's channel. So that's a figure we have to pay attention to. Yeah, China is definitely getting up to go squirrely. Year and a half timetable, I'm going to say roughly about the same. I'd say year to 2 years, and that year and a half right in the middle. I mean, that's our apex, 1 to 2 years. They just put out some stuff, and it's funny. I shared it with the boys in my think tank. They put out a thing saying their drone carrier, right? China now has a drone carrier, a big ass drone plane that has a bunch of little baby drones all up in it that they can outfit with this, that, and the other, and everything else. So they had it out on a runway, and they had a couple pictures, and it looked like the painting of the designation on the side, like they, you know, paint the numbers on the side, black letters on the gray. Yeah, it looked like it said SS gay. So we were having a good laugh about that, and like, it's gay. Providing the ship doesn't split in half. That's the thing. I mean, it is made in China after all, but I will say China does an amazing job. We have to give them credit. Do not strawman the opponent. They do an amazing job at taking what we have given to Israel, that Israel then gives to Iran, that Iran sells to China. They have taken and re-engineered a lot of that and made their own from what we have provided to Israel, what we have provided to Ukraine. They've re-engineered a lot of it and figured it out, and they're doing it. So they are not to be like sneezed at. But I will say, whenever it comes to the rubber meets the road, when it is actually in a kinetic man versus man, like a me versus him kind of thing, they don't stand a chance. Even your basic trained hunter, avid sportsman, those guys would smoke a lot of these fellas from that military. Their weapon systems, I have seen them shoot. Y'all know how bullets fly straight and like punch a hole in the paper? Theirs are turning sideways and smacking the sideways profile of a bullet at like 25, 30 yards. Their rounds are turning sideways. I ain't worried about that. DJ, you've heard me talk about the swarm pods before, I'm sure. We were testing some of that, the alpha program back in my day. Yeah, we were. They had them back then too. They just weren't outfitting them at that point, and they weren't into the production at that point. They were just in beta testing, or as they called it, the alpha program at that point. Yep. Yeah, they might say welcome to the rice fields. I say welcome to Appalachian, Chinaman. Might want to turn around and go back so you can kiss your wife and kids, boy. I'm about to turn you into a canoe. Yeehaw! I did see a video this past week of some testing going on with some portable railguns. So that should be interesting here on the horizon in development. We have, okay, I was talking about all this money and all this crap going on here a while ago. We have the biggest defense budget right now that we have ever seen. Okay. You have to take into account that a lot of these projects that are coming to light now and are actually finally getting testing have been in the works for the last 20 years. They're just now catching the light of day. And I'm sure Robert and DJ can both tell you too. That's just how it goes. Um, yeah. Yeah. Those 62 grains out of that 16A1, whew, they're a little smoky. They're smoky. But yeah, the man portable railgun, it looked like it was something from like Halo or something or Gears of War without the Lancer, chainsaw thing on it. It was pretty neat looking, and what they did to the ballistics dummy was insane. Like the chest cavity, like from like your collarbone down below your sternum, and almost like nipple to nipple. That was just like completely blown out, and it kind of wound tracked down to like the size of a soda can coming out the back. It was insane. Dude, that'd be awesome if you got Frac T in there. TMT, good to see you, brother. I kind of piggybacked my live here into what you were talking about last night, so might be something to kick back into replay crew, dude. Um, kind of threw in here what I was going to try and add last night, and unfortunately couldn't. But ooh, somebody sending me something from the think tank. That would be Bobby B. Hey, what do we got here? Providence, Rhode Island. There is a big fire going on in Providence, Rhode Island. Brown University. Interesting. Yeah, I know TMT. I was trying to click the links and it's just showing up as dead text, just like a regular thing. But yeah, you can. I'm on Discord there. I'm also you can send me an email, whatever. Um, Last night I downed a freaking double fog monster, and I still love you too, brother. But down to double fog monster and was hanging out with the wife, and I'm like, let's go to bed. And I was like, oh shit, TNT's on. So I kick back into bed, and but yeah, I was really enjoying the conversation you were having with the guys last night with that. Kind of wish it wouldn't have squirreled off as much as it did, and we could have brought it back in the box because that would have been epic beyond. Yeah, DJ, it's like, man, if that happens, oh my god, I'd be so thrilled for you. I'd be so thrilled for you. Twin, good to see you, sir. Welcome to the fun and fuckery. Yeah, it do be like that, TMT. And letting you cool kids know that this coming Friday, the 19th, this domesticated moron and our good buddy Acrprotect, we will be doing a Friday night live together. Right here on this channel, as we always did Whiskey Wednesdays. We're just moving it to Friday. Justin Lar, good to see you, brother. Glad you made it in. Got all the tattoozling done, and I'm glad you got it done before the snow really hit. But yes, the 19th, we will be doing a Friday night live. Gonna have some fun, have some fuckery. You know how it is whenever Andrew and I are together. Um, but there's gonna be some surprises along the way. So tell your friends, tell your family members, tell your fellow countrymen. It's gonna be a good one. Nobody's gonna want to miss it. And I almost started speaking with knife hands. I do that from time to time. It's the old Sarge. Got stuck in the driveway. That sucks. -10 out. It's supposed to snow a little. Whew. Yeah, we're not sitting at -10 or nothing like that. You guys got that deep lake effect. Just all up in your business right there. Let me see. Where are we at here? Now you got my curiosity peaked. We're currently sitting at 11 and it's snowing like a muff. Yeah, we already hit our high. Now it's down to 11. Tomorrow have a high of 14 and a low of 8 snow. Freaking schnare. I'm a Norseman. I love my cold. Yeah, I like my cold. But man, the snow, it just gets be too much. If we could just like turn on some snow and turn it back off and it go away, that'd be awesome. Especially when I got to go out and work in the crap. But all up in them cheeks. All up in them butt cheeks. Break out that pucker powder, baby. Yep, that's right. TinMan brand pucker powder right here. I always keep it at the ready. And just to let you guys know again, he's not. He isn't in a K-pop boy band. Sorry. It's not real. K-pop can't hurt you, ACR. K-pop can't hurt you, buddy. Be all right. There was a little bit of that bourbon cream in here, and I just had some whiskey sitting here, so I figured I'd try and get a little bit of it back. Nowhere near as good as what it was. Kind of like whenever you put a little bit of water in the tomato sauce jar to get out the rest of the tomato sauce. But yes, this coming Friday, the 19th, ACR and I are going to be doing a show. Also going to have a special guest with me. It's not who you may think. It's not who you may think. It's not Mando. It's not Covert Breakout. It's not Tim from Well Done Homestead. Special guest. I'll leave it at that for now. But yeah, and we're gonna have some really good brews. Gonna have some really good brews on the show. Ones he's gonna be trying for the very first time, and one I'm gonna be trying for the very first time. DJ, you are definitely special enough, man. It's just you're not like you can't just like drive here to my house, within an hour. Hop on with me. The other guys, they all live within striking distance of me. I mean, technically, Pat kind of does. Grit and Grace does. Justin, he's Lark. He's fairly close to. He's about as far as Pat. What time on the 19th? I will make a post about it. I have to coordinate with ACR and figure out what he's got going on the 19th. I am off work. Thank God. This was a 3 weeks that would never freaking end. I've been late shift and I've been working by myself. So I am so glad to have hit the weekend. I work Monday and Tuesday this week and I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah. Following week, I work Monday, Tuesday. I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Ooh, yeah. Following week, I work Monday, Tuesday. I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah. And I've been at work. I've been out running like this, so I haven't had much time to jump on anything. Might hop on somebody's live and be like, love you, I miss you, bye. Back to work I go. But once I figure it out and work out the details with ACR, then I will make a post about what time. I might even do a short because I don't really do much anything on here, if anything, anymore. So I might just do a short and be like, hey, you guys, it's me, it's Metal. Come see me and ACR on 19th. We do dumb stuff. Hoo-ha! Speaking of guys who go, hoo-hoo, I have to call Mando. I haven't talked to him in a minute. I think he got it. I'm pretty sure he started his new job because he works road construction and he's laid off now because of the weather. I'm pretty sure he got a new job and he's been deep in it. So I'm gonna have to reach out to my favorite retard and see how he's doing. Well, thank you, Sassy. I appreciate that you appreciate that. I'm glad somebody likes to come in and watch a domesticated moron be a domesticated moron for about an hour or so. You know, I was just talking about him, so I had to throw on his glasses. But I hope everybody is doing fantastic. I hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody is planning to spend time with the ones that they love, those that they care about here in the holiday season coming up here. Holiday, holy day. Yeah, I am looking at potentially maybe trying to get some time to spend with the family, like why I'm taking off and stuff. We'll see how it works out because it's like this. Our kids are older. Middle daughter's engaged. Her and Isaac are off doing their thing. The youngest, well, she's going to be engaged. Shh, I'm only telling you YouTubes, but she's going to be engaged at some point here. But she is off doing her things. Our oldest, well, she has her own life and her husband and her own 2 kids. So it's basically just me and the wife, the cats, and Magnus, the gooey bear. So I'd like to be able to spend some time with the idiots. You know, they're pains in my ass, but I love them all. I love them all very much, and I like to be around them. You know, meow. Yes, 4 of them. Well, 3 are ours. 1 is Kate's. So, and when Kate moves out, she's going with her. Which I'll kind of be sad because she's been nice to me. She's been nice to me for the last couple days, probably because I didn't give her any choice and I picked her up and I hugged her and gave her kisses and then I fed her and she was very happy about that. So maybe that's why she's being my buddy. DJ, see, that's kind of a funny thing in our family. Is our oldest daughter, her birthday is 19th. Christmas, 25th. One of my best friends, Ironside, his son Bjorn, is born on Christmas Day. Our granddaughter, her oldest daughter. Yeah, her birthday's in January. Like we have a lot of family grouping in and around there, and it's like, yeah, the life of Grandpa Metal. I'm not Grandpa. No, I'm Pops. The kids call me Pops. So, and I think that's cooler because Pops standing there fixing something with a cigar and drinking a beer or bourbon or something. Yeah, I'd rather be Pops than Pappy or Grandpa or anything like that. Pops sounds way cooler to me. That's what they call me, so I'm okay with it. Old fart. Yeah, yeah. I've never been this old in my life. I don't know. But as I'm sitting here playing with my flip phone. Oh, I know you're older than me, Gen X. I know, but the way I feel, I don't know, man. Some days I feel like I died like 80 years ago, or like I died during the Civil War, or something stupid. But no, those of you who joined late, please go back and watch this in the replay because there's a lot of deep conversation here. Yeah, flip phone gang, Kiss Dora Force, baby. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff, conversation that happened here. So something to get the mind going. Sassy, you're telling Robert to be careful because you're afraid he might, like, I don't know, go to get up out of his recliner and break a hip or something, or I don't know. Sir Robert is he's far more durable than you may think. Moving. Yeah, he definitely needs to be careful moving, especially during the winter. The S22 Flip. I'm not into those. I like the screen is like the whole thing. I can't get into them. I have a buddy that has one that it flips open and it's like this whole big square. Ironside I talked about. Yeah, he's got one and it like flips out into this like big square TV screen tablet thing. Yeah, I'm not a fan of those, but oh, it actually has keypad like this. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I have not seen that phone then. I'm gonna have to look it up. Um, I was contemplating getting because our contract's up. That's what I'm saying, Pat. But our contract's going to be up. You know, phones are paid off. Mine's paid off. Hers is paid off. Um, Mine's unlocked. I can do with it what I will. But I am seriously thinking about just doing the flip phone thing, getting away from the smartphone and just doing the flip phone thing. I found the new gen of this that'll work with our carrier, but yeah, I'm doing the flip phone, but I'm like, do I want to keep this 24 plus as my like pocket tablet kind of deal when I have Wi-Fi, or do I just want to get a data serve tablet for cellular and Wi-Fi to take with me and like leave in the truck kind of deal? I'll have this if anybody needs to get a hold of me, they can text me or call me because I'm old school and I know how to text on one of these. Um, but have the data tablet so I can do stuff, look at planes, do things, different apps I use for this and that and the other, you know, kind of leaning towards that. But I'm also getting a new side load tablet. I've talked about that before a little bit. Um, for those not aware, a side load tablet, it is a Wi-Fi only tablet that never gets set up on any type of account. It never gets the Google prompts or anything to like fire up your phone or setting up a new computer or something. No, you completely load it sideways. So it's not on a Google. anything. It's not on an Apple anything. It's not on an Android anything, even though it's an Android operating system. It's not linked to anything. How am I going to watch how-to videos on the YouTube while fixing my car? Well, I still got this. Kind of like Gen X. Got this. And I'll still have that. I still have computers. I'll still have, old ferns. I never turn in my phones. I never trade in my phones. I always keep them. I don't have that specific banana for comms, but I still have banana comms. And somewhere around here, I still have my Zen cans for my ZYN S14s. But no, I'm doing I'm definitely doing the flip phone. My good friend Tim, Well Done Homestead, he's already done it. He's got one of these. He's done it. I think with his line of work that he does, I think he's having a harder time with it than what I would. But yeah, I think I'm going to do that. My only question that I'm trying to play out in my beautiful bald dome is if I'm going to just use this 24 plus, or if I'm actually going to get a Wi-Fi and data tablet to take with me, and the sideload tablet. I'm doing the sideload tablet regardless because I need a new sideload tablet. I can't freaking English. Like, I have one in here that I've had for a very long time. I have it in my drawer here somewhere. Oh, there it is. I have like an old knockoff Android tablet here. I want something a little bit better than that. Runs a little bit faster, a little bit more to it than what that thing is. It's just a little bit wonky for me. I want to do that and sideload that info onto it, not connected to anything. So in that way, I can plug in an APRS data cable, hook it to my Baofeng radio, and I can send messages through that Baofeng radio via my tablet. Have buddies that have this on this. We understand we already did the things because we's the cool Minuteman's guys. And we already worked out a comms plan, as a lot of us have talked in the past. But I can message through that tablet to them. I can send pictures through that tablet, through the radio to them. I can go back and forth with that tablet just like I would one of these without having to be connected to a network like one of these. It won't be connected to anything, just the radio on that specific channel. This is not a by minutes flip. This is actually what I used to call my old bat phone when I worked at AT&T. Years ago, when I lived out west, I worked for a place that I did all kinds of stuff like satellite internet, satellite TV, home theater. I did home internet. I was a Verizon wireless technician. But then when I moved back here, I did some odd jobs, and I got a job at AT&T working in the cell phone store. I was really good at it. A customer gave this to me. I sold it to him so he could go on a hunting trip out to Nebraska. He wanted a ruggedized flip phone. He didn't want to take his brand new iPhone he just bought. So he bought this for like $250. Went on the trip, did what he needed to do, came back, came in. I switched him back over to his iPhone, and he's like, "Here you go. This is yours." I'm like, dude, I don't know. I can't. He's like, no. He's like, I have no use for it. It's all you. I know how much you like that thing. It's all yours. Guy was really cool. Thank you again, Steve. Anyway, I went to a different store, and I activated this phone with a new line, with a new number. So when I wasn't at work, I could turn off my smartphone and have my flip phone. My parents, my brother, my kids, my wife, my immediate tightest inner circle had the number to this thing. I would carry this on my days off so I could be left alone, because otherwise I would get calls all damn day. hey, this customer came in and they're having this issue with this. Hey, this customer came in, and I wasn't even the manager at that point. I wasn't even assistant manager at that point. I was just a dude. But everybody always came to me for shit. So I went to this, and then nobody could bug me on my days off. I'd have like 75 voicemails, and I'd be like, delete. So, yes, this was my old bat phone. I used to carry it all the time. I love this thing. But I'm getting the new version of this when the time comes. The Boulder was an amazing flip phone. Bad dream. Welcome in, my brother. I owe you a phone call soon, my friend. Yeah, I've been kicking it for like an hour and 40 minutes. And yeah, we're gonna be doing those steak sandwiches here tonight. And I'm looking forward to that. Watch a Christmas movie, eat some homemade steak sandwiches, like Philly steak sandwiches, homemade. Oh, love it. Love it. And I'm gonna have to get into some more of that bourbon cream. So good. Highly recommend the Buffalo Trace bourbon cream. Amazing. Liberty Pool makes one too. It's a little bit more expensive than what the Buffalo Trace one was. Liberty Pool one is good. Buffalo Trace one, in my opinion, is better. Just for what it's worth. I'm choking this down. Like, I saw the Full Throttle in the store, and I was like, "Oh no way, Full Throttle! I haven't had one of those in like 10 years. Awesome!" And I'm like, "Yeah, they got the American flag and the eagle and all right, yeah." Nowhere near as good as what it used to be. Well done, Homestead. Tim, good to see you, brother. I've been talking about you. Been talking about you, man. This was the latest thing we were talking about. These things. Oh man. I threw on an old hat and threw it on backwards. I was just like, man, whatever. Threw it on. Wife's like, oh, you're wearing your hat backwards. I was like, I just threw it on my head. She's like, oh. I'm like, calm down. That's a damn shame, Tim. That is a damn shame. I'm waiting for my opportunity to do so, and I will be switching. There's no question. Work can suck the lefty or the righty. Doesn't matter. I understand your situation. I can see that. I, however, am going, no. I'm actually going to be probably looking for something else to get away from where I'm at now. But anyway, besides the point, I am doing that flip. And I'm just trying to decide whether I'm using this as my mini pocket tablet on Wi-Fi only, or if I am getting an actual tablet on cellular and Wi-Fi to take with me and leave in the vehicle. That's the only thing I'm like stymied on. To get a tablet and throw it on the plan, or just keep this thing off plan and Wi-Fi only. Kind of where I'm at with it. Yeah, it's so nice. So nice to be able to just unplug. Pat, I am with you there. That Nextel i1000 was my best friend. I love that i1000. The was i700s, the big baked potato phones, the black ones and the yellow and blacks. Yeah, me and my buddies at work, we'd talking to each other and stuff. But then I had some friends that I didn't work with that had them. And like we'd go out and hit the bar, go shoot pool, club and whatever, go out to dinner, hang out, go to sports bar and watch, wrestling events and stuff. We just two-way each other all the time. It was like the coolest thing. Yes, they do have the push to talk on the side. There is a I was talking with Josiah a little bit about it when I saw him when he was up here to visit here a couple months ago. I think it was back in October. We were talking about it. There's a way to program these that through the if I can get it open. It's been a long time since I had this thing open. Come on, baby. Pop it open for daddy. There we go. There's a way to go through the little headphone jack on these with an APRS data cable that you can use this as a push to talk through a phone and just using the phone as an antenna. I don't know why you'd want to do that. But you can do that if you don't have cell phone signal and you have info. You can take a picture and use it from that, like take a picture with this and then send it from here through your UV5R to the other person to receive on the other end. There is a way to do that. So I did figure that out, and I did find that out. Even though I'm not an RTO and I'm not a radio guy, I'm just an idiot with a flip phone and a dream. Okay. Yeah, PTT is quite a nice feature. Quite a nice feature on ferns. Still don't like autocorrect on ferns. Sucks. Half the time I'm not saying ducking. And going ends up being the word going, like I'm going to the store, ends up being Goung. Gong? What? Why are you autocorrecting going when I'm typing it correctly to going? Whatever. I'm not an idiot. You're okay, Gen X. I am not an idiot. I misspoke. I spoke out of turn. I'm not an idiot, guys. I am metal, and I am telling you, I am a domesticated moron. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Almost as big as my ego. Like, man, girl, you're gonna love me. You just wait. I got a massive ego. Yeah, I like the burner phone situation. There was a guy that went into a store here recently, and they were able to track his purchase, even though he used cash. Facial recognition going into the store, so on and so forth. If you order it online, do this, whatever, so on and so forth. They were somehow able to track this guy. Favorite flavor of Crayola. I mean, I was Army. I didn't really get into crayons much, but I don't know, man. I like the purple. I like the purple because the markers. That's where that you get that grape smell. It smells like a grape Jolly Rancher. You can mow down on a grape marker pretty good. Much juicier than crayons. Forest Green got that pine flavor. Shit. We were talking about grape drink earlier. Orange flavor. Man. I got to tell you, those orange Celsius, those things are pretty freaking stellar. Same with the cherry cola Celsius. Those are pretty stellar. Judas Priest, man. Wow. Fireplace trying to burn down your house. Man. Tim, I am hoping to get one of those. I forget what they're called. A Cajun. They're called a Cajun. Sit on and play them. Yeah, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The drum thing, the Cajun. I'm looking at getting one of those, so that way when it is nice and I can come over and I'm able to hang with you guys and have some cigars and bourbons and stuff. You guys playing guitar and stuff. I can play the Cajun. So looking at getting one of those, so when we get together, we can jam. I sat down last week I had about 20 minutes. I sat down on the kit for about 20 minutes last week. Nowhere near enough time. Kind of withholding because I have a feeling that Santa Wife is going to be getting me a double bass pedal, which I don't have one now. I have not played double bass in 25 years. Um, but I play a lot of songs that have double bass in them. So I've been in kind of way like not really playing. So that way, when the time comes, if Santa Wife does bring me a double bass pedal setup for my kit, I can some trick pedals and foot blaster triggers. I don't know if I can do all that, man. I'm like, I played with two separate basses and two separate pedals back in the day, and I haven't done it for so long. I need to get like the basic fundamentals down again. I'm just that way. I have to do my basic fundamentals and rudiments with my pedals and with my, you know, I know the trick pedals are amazing. I know the triggers are amazing and they do so much for so many guys. But I can almost do double bass stuff with a single pedal, like playing Avenged Sevenfold and stuff like that. I can do like Nightmare with one foot. I'm no Portnoy, I'm no Rev, but I can also almost do that double bass from Nightmare with one foot. But I'm like, ugh. I want to get the two so my right foot doesn't feel like it wants to fall off after I'm done playing one song. Though I can keep going, you know. Orange and grape Fago, dude. Yeah, they're pretty good. I like the Fago Cola, and what's that one that I got here a couple weeks back? I got grape because I literally have a Fago grape bottle sitting right in front of me right there. What was it? They had a caramel apple, and that was actually pretty damn good. The other one I always liked was the Moon Mist. Moon Mist Fago was pretty freaking bombtacular. I'm still trying to get the blast beat thing down, man. Like, it just is not like me. Fago cream soda is awesome too. But yeah, I'm still working on the blast beat stuff. Dude, Lorna Shore, Austin, he makes me want to like him and El Stepariano or whatever his name is, the guy with the big black beard that plays everything with one hand with the weight sitting on a snare and he's smoking a cigarette and drinking while he's playing the entire song with one hand. Yeah, those two dudes like literally make me just want to quit. Like, why? Austin from Lorna Shore is just like, and El Stapario's the same way. He's just like makes me want to quit because he's doing it all with one hand. I'm like, what the hell? I can't even do that with two hands. Out here, one hand. Fago root beer is pretty damn good too. I gotta give props where it's due. Fago got some good stuff. They do. They got some good stuff. I miss the days when Fago was cheap as balls too. Like, I used to be able to get a 2 liter of Fago for like 79 cents. Southern Survival. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. But I miss the days of Fago getting a 2 liter for like 59 cents. That was awesome. Like, get out of school, whatever, stop at a little country store, get a 2 liter of Fago and drink on that all night. Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome. My people were around, my gen, we were like kings and we didn't even know it. We could get sandwiches and hoagies and homemade pizzas and stuff there at the little country market with Fago. In the winter months, they had a cappuccino machine. We didn't know what we had, guys. 39 cents for a large cappuccino. 25 cents for a coffee. We didn't know what we had. We didn't deserve it. We didn't deserve it. We didn't know what we had. We didn't appreciate it. Like, I really appreciated that bourbon cream. That stuff was amazing. Now I'm just drinking like the straight freaking whiskey stuff I had sitting here and like, meh. $4 for a pack of smokes, dude. Used to be like $2.89, man. Dollar gallon of gas, 79 cents when I started driving. 79 cents a gallon. Alex Van Halen was good. I'll tell you a sleeper drummer. A sleeper drummer is Wolfgang. Wolfgang is a sleeper drummer. Dude is an amazing musician all the way around. I saw him on Drumeo. Like Wolfie got some chops. Wolfie got some chops. I'm telling you. I love watching those Drumeo um, videos where they have a drummer come in and they play him music that he's never heard before, and he has to learn the song without a drum track and play his part to that drum track, or play his part without the drum track to that song, like they did with Chad Smith in 30 Seconds to Mars. They did it with Scott Phillips from Creed and Alter Bridge. They had him play a song, that he never heard before, and he went. Then they had Shannon Leto from 30 Seconds to Mars come on, and he played Metalingus from Alter Bridge. Never heard it before, and played. So you're have a drummer that's never played that, never heard that song, sitting down and figuring it out. They had Riccardo Merlini. They had him play Through the Fire and Flames from Dragon Force. Never heard it. Sat down. Okay, he's going to play it and so on and so forth. And he's like, no. He's like, I want to hear it. So then he copycatted it and he did a playthrough of it and trying to play what Guy plays. And dude, it was amazing. It was amazing. That dude's another great drummer. $15 a pack is insane. I quit back in the day. Like I quit smoking, no problem. I've talked about it before. I quit smoking, no problem. Smoked my Marlboros, Marlboro Lights, Marlboro Menthols. Loved them. Great. Loved smoking. Parents both smoked. Whatever. I smoked. I could quit it though. When I got into the military, quit. Whenever I got out and I was doing some MMA stuff, I quit. Then I went back and working construction and stuff like that, and I started smoking again. Well, then I never quit this. I never quit chewing. I'd rather just chew this cheap Timberwolf junk than not chew at all. So I have a roll of skull upstairs that I'll hit my skull. I can't do coffin gagging, can't do Copenhagen, but I chew the pouches. That way I can adjust my dosage between pouches. But this is a lot harder for me. Dude, smoking a pipe is an amazing, like, chill thing. Smoking a cigar. I have a humidor upstairs in the bedroom. Love my humidor. It's awesome. I have great cigars in there. Some cheaper ones that are just like my go-tos when I'm like on the smoker or grilling or using the Blackstone or something, or out having a fire. I'll get a stogie going. It's the occasional cigar thing. But I've never smoked a pipe, and I always wanted to get a pipe and start smoking a pipe, like occasionally, like you do, Tim. But something I do want to get an acoustic guitar and sit and get back into picking a little bit. That way I can sit out back at the fire pit and put my feet up and sit there and play some stuff. But nah, one of these days I'll get into it. What was it? It was a cherry vanilla smoking tobacco. Oh my gosh. It smelled so good. It seemed like it would be so smooth. Blackberry brandy in the Wolf. Okay. I don't have any blackberry brandy, but I am willing to do that. I have winter, like I do I'm not much for flavored tobaccos. I did like the cherry, the skull cherry. I did like the skull apple. Um, I didn't get into the skull berry much. I hated the citrus stuff, but occasionally I'll stray from the natural and I'll get it. I'll get a thing of wintergreen. When I buy skull, I buy either straight or wintergreen. I buy this, I buy straight or wintergreen. I would not drop the blackberry brandy on the wintergreen, only the natural. I'm gonna have to try that. I have to get some blackberry brandy and try that. See, I have Stokers. I keep a couple pouches of Stokers out in the garage fridge. I had before that I had Red Man, and the price of Red Man went through the fucking roof. So I ended up turning and getting a couple pouches of Stokers and throwing in the fridge. Show and tell, V. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. This live here, V. I'm going to tell you this live. Go back and do the replay crew thing. I got into some stuff that I think you'll find in mental, like, yeah, you're gonna see it. You're gonna hear it. And I'm gonna tell you guys one last time for the masses. He is not. He is not. He may look like it to some trolls who just so happen to be fireproof candles, but he is not in a K-pop boy band. Just saying. At least as far as I know. At least as far as I know. Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream was the drink earlier. It's amazing. Love it. But I am drinking full throttle. I have not had this stuff in years. And I got 2 cans for like $2 or something like that. At the store. I was like, yeah, I used to love that crap. Awesome. It's not as awesome as it used to be. I have not listened to it all, DJ. I have not listened to it all. Only because I like when I sit down to listen to something, being who I am, I sit down, no distractions, put in the levels, and it's just like me chilling on the couch listening to that. I have not had that opportunity. So when I get that opportunity, because I'm going to be off the 17th, 18th, 19th, that's what I have set to do it. And I'm so excited for it. I can't wait. So go for it, DJ. In the chat, shameless plug for the band, dude. Because what I was able to listen to, I freaking love. Like I saw the videos you sent me and everything else, and I'm just like, oh, makes me miss playing on stage and doing that stuff. So go to it, talk about it here in the space, man. The only thing with the 17th is I have to take Noveski to the vet. I took her here a couple weeks ago. She got sick. My baby, the mama kitty to Peach and Tacticat, Nova / Noveski. She was hacking and snotting and like, And I'm like, you know what? I'm calling the vet, getting her in. I got her in, and she needed antibiotics and steroid. Had a respiratory infection. No idea how she got it. She doesn't go outside or anything. Not around other animals, but we could have brought something in on her shoes or something like that. Yeah, she got a shot and got her antibiotic and her steroid. She's doing way better, but I'm taking her back on the 17th for a follow-up and the second dose. So my little honking kitty can get back to being her normal self and having a happy honking time. And I say honking because she makes a honking sound. She goes, hmm, hmm, hmm. She has always done that. When she runs, she goes, she's always done that. Nothing wrong with her. She just makes that sound. When she purrs, her honks come out. I'll have to try and see if I can catch it on video or something sometime. But Mm. Yeah, these making some stuff. Buckeyes, raspberry bars, spinach, artichoke, baked dip, nan bread. That's Leanne. That's my wife. That's all her realm. She loves the spinach artichoke stuff and the nan bread and all that. Um, she is getting. She was overworking on doing her nails, but I think she is going to be getting into doing sugar cookie fudge. She's making some caramel tassies and some jam cookies and stuff. I don't know what she's making, all kinds of cookies and stuff. That's not my realm, but she's going to be doing that. Getting into getting the doughs ready for making Christmas cookies. Water meat. Dude, I lost my shit whenever I heard water meat. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so true. It's water meat. And ACR sitting there, whatever, queer. I'm like, dude, that's hilarious. Water meat. And I'm like, oh, okay. If you don't like calling it water meat, call it glub glub chicken. Because fishes go glub 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 chicken. Wait a second. What would for your animal pat? I know a lot of people that smoke American Spirit. And back in the day, they were like the cheap, like $4 or $5 pack of smokes when they were up to like almost 10. Now, if they're up to 12, I'm damn glad I don't smoke anymore. I know my dad smoked, he smoked Pall Malls. And before that, him and my mom used to roll their own. But mom had vision, dad didn't. He was blind. So he started buying Pall Malls again. And they were like a lot per freaking carton of cigarettes. I'm like, no. But yeah, the wife's making those cookies. I think she's also doing the ricotta cookies too. She got a recipe for that stuff. We're doing homemade steak sandwiches tonight. Philly steak sandwiches homemade tonight. Unfortunately, not on homemade sourdough bread. We were talking about that last night a little bit. My wife does sourdough. Tim's wife does sourdough. Josiah's wife does sourdough. We got a lot of sourdough going on here in our area. And I felt for my wife, she tried her damnedest to get a sourdough loaf to come out right. And it was just not working for her. The starter, everything was like perfect. Everything was dead on, but it just wasn't working. Well, then she got one and it was beautiful. But other than that, she was able to do like soft pretzels. Oh, they were so good. They were better than the freaking Annie Ann's pretzels. We call it the Reaper. My brother, we did Warrior Collective together. His kids call them Aunt Leanne's pretzels because she's Aunt Leanne, Aunt Leanne's pretzels, like Annie Ann's. But anyway, those soft pretzels were freaking amazing. Um, the pizza dough was out of this world, out of this freaking world. She did waffles. They were actually really freaking good. And there was a couple other things she had made along the way that the sourdough stuff was just, oh my gosh, so good. But it's been a minute since we've done any of that. Cheesy potato bacon soup.
Oh, the sourdough, the best sourdough, the most sourdough you've ever seen. Greatest sourdough, simply the best. There's none better. There's some might say it's better, but it's not, because it's not that sourdough. Only the finest sourdough. A lot of good sourdough out there. A lot of sourdough. People love sourdough. We're going to make sourdough great again.
You guys can blame DJ for that one. mean, the only other way I could do an impersonation, I won't. So, just recapping here, as I'm just over 2 hours by a little bit. Yeah, I had mentioned that here a while ago, Sir Bobbert. Yeah, active shooter at Brown University. There's also a fire going on. Interesting. I'll tell you what, Bad Dream. In modern, my dad didn't do bread either. He like if he ate a burger, that'd be one thing, but he didn't really do much bread. When he would do bread, he would have sourdough, and he loved it. Oh, we do homemade, so we do homemade pizza. Love my homemade pizza. All ingredients that we do, we source locally here. There's no BS to it. I'm a Ninja Turtle, y'all. I'm a Ninja Turtle. I got to have my pizza, and not in that weird freaking Q way. Sweet succulent water meat. Yeah, water meat I'll do. I've gotten away. Wife's allergic to shellfish, so I've gotten away from all of that. No lobster, no. I love shrimp. I used to take my dad out for Father's Day and his birthday for shrimp baskets, and don't do that anymore. Gave up the filter feeders. I also gave up pork too. I'm not doing the pork thing. Pizza is definitely a love language here. Now, Alfredo, I will throw down on some Alfredo, yo. I make the homemade Alfredo up in this piece. I make the queso up in this piece. It's mighty. It is very mighty. Alfresco. Alfredo. Alfredo. Dude, I know, Tim. Between your wife, mine, and Josiah's, I'll get down with the cod and the perch. I just cannot do the catfish. I have had catfish so many times in my life, and it just didn't like. I don't know. I just couldn't do the catfish. Do any fish but the catfish and carp and stuff like that. Like, I just can't do those. I just can't get it. I just can't get it. I can't do it. What? Yeah, mass casualty shooting at Brown University. Again, I got another notification for it. And thanks for sending me the link, DJ. I'll check that out. I just can't do the catfish. Can't do it. It might be something with the fermentation of the flour yeast, so to speak, that might be hitting him in the gut. Because I know a couple people that they can't do certain types of leavened bread, but oh yeah, had crayfish. Had crayfish. Liked it. Like my scrimps, like my scallops, like my freaking calamari. Like I liked all that water meat. I liked all the water meat back in the day, except I couldn't do catfish. Something with it, I just couldn't do it. Roast and potatoes. Hell yeah, Tim. Hell yeah, brother. Love that. Love that. You're not eating Potato the cat, are you? That would be terrible. Because he's kind of a legend. Kind of like Gen X has Dapper and I have Tacticat. You have Potato. If I could ever get Magnus to come down here and like actually hang out with me, you guys would get to see the goodest boy. But no. Just happened in the bathroom. Change your baby's diaper. I did not hear about that. Did not hear about that. Justin did not. It is truly getting messed up more and more every day. More and more every day, and I don't particularly care for it. I don't. So keep that thing on you, folks. Even if you're not keeping that thing on you, if you're in a non-permissive environment because of your activity or whatever the case, obviously you're not going to have it on you when you're swimming in the pool. You're not going to have it on you when you're trying to work out in the gym. You're not going to have it on you when you are, getting some exercise on a bike or something. But keep something on you. If you can't, I've talked about it many times here in the past. Get them hand-to-hand skills up. Some of these gentlemen over here in this chat can tell you. Like Bag Dream and I have had conversations about JKD and Wing Chun and Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu and things like that. People need to be delving into that stuff and learning those skills, where something as simple as this can be a force multiplier for you in one of those situations. Always have your situational awareness up and about you. Do not be the TikTok, e-girls, No. Break off. Gutter fighting, baby. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't even care if you're just even carrying one of these little guys. This little guy right here can do some things. But I'm going to show you something that's going to do even more things than just that. The little saw blade. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's what I would pull out. Not just that. This is what I would pull out on one of these. It will rip. Just saying, if you have a multi-tool that has something like that, if you have one of those, a simple, little, stupid Swiss Army knife, force multiplier. Yes, sir. Rip and tear. And it makes a good gouge for soft tissue stuff in this general area. Also shoving up one of these things. I'm ruthless. But I'm not toothless. What Bad Dream said is very true. If you can't fight for more than 15 seconds, you're screwed. Tim, take care, brother. Give my best to the family. Much love to you guys, and we'll chat soon, my friend. Thanks for hopping on. That whole 15 seconds, if you can't fight for at least that long, you're screwed. Minimum. You should have enough gas in the tank to go. Minimum. Bare bones beginner minimum. 3 minutes. Minimum. I'm saying minimum. Should be able to go longer than that. You should also train to end it within 15 seconds if you can. You don't want to be standing there, doing the old Matt Hughes kind of thing, going like this and trying to fight for 20 minutes. Don't do that. End it as quick as you can. Simply simplify. Get it done. Yes, it does. 3 minutes. We used to practice, just light sparring practice, 3-minute rounds, light sparring. But then whenever we'd be getting ready for fights, we would be fighting for 3 15-minute rounds. We didn't do any of that like Okay, you're only going for 3 3-minute rounds in the ring. No, we would go 3 15-minute rounds. Yeah, you're fighting for 45 fucking minutes. And you had to go. But then whenever you got to the fight, you had way more than enough gas in the tank, plus some extra octane when you needed it. Train hard, fight easy, but also train hard and train smart so that you don't have to fight. I would rather have a simple 1-2 combination that's going to end things than actually fight. Is it technically a fight if somebody attacks me and I end them right there? Or did I just stop the whole thing right there in that moment? Muay Thai elbow to a bridge of a nose. Poof. Yeah, that's generally not going to end well for them. And they're going to be backing off. And it's going to be over. If you hit right in through here, right below where your eyes are, if you're catching that right in here, dude, eyes go, nose goes, can't breathe, start fucking chugging on freaking blood. 95% of the attackers that you do that to, boom, one shot, they're going to be backing off. And if you're really, really being a jerk, grabbing that plum, floating that one, come back out, grab it again, and go to the right up here, right above the eyebrow. Just lace that right open with that second one to the bridge of the nose, and then the eye. They aren't seeing, they aren't breathing, they're going down if it doesn't knock them out. I've ended fights with 2 elbows. I got some scars on to show it. I did mess up one time, and I went to punch a dude in the mouth, and I don't know if you can even see it on the camera. I got a tooth. There in my fist. We went to throw an uppercut and slipped it and brought it right up beautifully. It was like textbook beautiful, and the dude had his mouth open because I caught him in the gut and then went to come up when he bent forward, and I got a tooth. His was shattered, but I got the imprint. Blades are amazing tools to keep on you at all times. Utilitarian and defensive. That's all I can say. So, folks, I have gone for over 2 hours here, coming up on 2.5. I am getting rather freaking hungry, and I know I'm going to jump in there and I'm going to help the wife cook dinner. We're going to watch some Christmas movies and have some festivities and stuff. Yay! What DJ said. Yes. All the soft, squishy bits and the parts that can be easily manipulated and snapped off, they work too. Things that are supposed to move, you make them not move, and things that don't move, you make them move. Yeah, do that. Keep that situational awareness up. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay blessed, keep doing all the things. Even though I'm not here every week and all the time putting up videos and talking to you about the stuff, still do the stuff. I know a lot of you are. And you guys are amazing silly Sallys for doing that, and you're amazing tactical tater tots for doing so. Keep doing it and inspire others to do so as well. I'm going to go do that food thing, and I will be seeing you guys here on Friday. I will either do a short or a post saying what time once ACR and I have it worked out, okay? And until then, stay safe, stay blessed, keep doing the things, and yeah, until then, metal out.